Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today it's going to be a bit of a different kind of video because, well, obviously lockdown's happening and it's a bit sad. And currently most people have in the world a online school or paperwork sent from home, and I've got that, so it's kind of hard to do because mostly it's all set for set 1 and I'm not in set 1 for everything, which means I'm struggling. However, I've been told to make a video about how we are doing with this and what the channel would be about, and I found it pretty easy at first because obviously I just linked my YouTube channel in the paper to it and just describe what this channel was to be about. But it did say to make a video from 5 to maybe 9 minutes long, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to inform all of you about my standing in the coronavirus period and how we can all try and stay safe and try and combat this virus and try and help others who need it, like NHS staff and workers who are providing for us with masks and food, still working around the factories, exposing themselves to the virus. But ever since the start of the virus, it's been quite hard because when we started lockdown in Britain, it's been, well, a bit of a mess because we are the biggest in deaths in Europe at the minute, so it's quite bad for us. But we all need to stay inside. We all need to make sure if we're going outside we stay 2 meters or more apart from each other, and we've got to deal with the fact that we can't go through our normal life, which is going to be a bit handle due to current things we're already dealing with. But the thing that's going to make it even more harder is, for me personally, I think we will be in the COVID lockdown for possibly another 9 months until it actually goes away. The reason why I think this is, well, from other pandemics in the last 200 centuries, we haven't dealt well with them, and we're not going to deal well with them anymore because the United States isn't really. And if we need a cure for this virus, they're probably going to be the first ones to make this. However, because of COVID and how it works, a cure for it so we can go on with our daily lives and see our friends and family again could take over a year, as the Spanish flu was very bad and it lasted over 2 years for all of the effects to be, well, cured and for it to go away and not be a problem in daily lives. And it has killed many people, and like COVID, it will kill a lot of people. Even though a lot of people are infected with the virus, a lot of people will die because of the virus. And if we don't accept that, then we've got to start acting to do it. So we have to stay indoors so we can make sure people won't die because of it. However, while we're inside, we're all obviously pretty bored, so that's another thing that we have to overcome. And I, for one, also know this because it's very hard because I don't really have much to do around the house, and when I do, it's usually a quick game or maybe with my brother, but it's nothing that can last a few hours, which can entertain us. So it is quite hard because the days are always drawn out and it makes it boring. But like I said, we have to all deal with it because this is going to be very bad for all of us. It's going to impact all of us in one way or another, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what your current social living is or how you're dealing with it. It will always impact every one of us. We have our own ways to deal with it, but some aren't good enough, because protests around London have been, well, bad but good, because as you might have seen, the statue of a racist person was taken down, which is good in all means. I like that because it's racism and no one likes racism. All races are equal. But the reason why this video is being published really is because it was a homework assignment. However, not because of that will I make it, but because I need to get this out to people, make sure people have something to do in their time. But obviously, while people are doing this, taking down statues and protesting against racism, it's also really good for the COVID virus to spread. And in Britain, especially because we are in masses protesting and always close to each other, we are going to be one of the most affected by it, even in the latter times of the virus. But the whole reason why I'm making this video about the COVID virus is to tell people that we're not going to get out of this lockdown soon. It's going to be a long time until we can finally see our friends normally, and we'll be able to play games with them and get to talk about what we've done. But we should always remember something after this virus: it will never happen again in our lives, hopefully. But that's just me hoping it doesn't, because it's obviously hard for most people to bear with, and me especially, because I don't really see that many people often, so it's normally hard for me to deal with this, because school was basically my only means of telling people about how I've been and what I want to do, and it's really hard because I haven't been able to talk to any of my friends, and I only hang out with a small group of friends anyway, so yeah. But about the virus, most people think this will be over in a few months, maybe 9 months into the virus we'll be out of it. That's not going to be the case. We could be in it for about 2 to 3 years until everything goes back to normal and no one has any symptoms, which is going to be very hard, because until the numbers all over the world are dwindling and are going down and no infection rates are going up, that's until then we will have to stay indoors to protect everyone we know, we love, the NHS, other caretakers, people who are trying to combat this virus, trying to work on saving people's lives from the virus. And it's all really hard because we're not going to be able to do this overnight. And while this is all happening, more people are going to get infected. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to save all of those people. I'll know, because I'm already a family member down in my family. So talking about this is quite hard, but we have to make sure people understand this, and we have to make sure people know this, because if they don't, it's going to keep getting worse and worse for more people who don't need it. So like I said, stay indoors, keep everyone safe. We're going to have to all get through this together. If you have any online things like Discord, which I use, see if you can get in touch with friends on that, or even if on a Google Meet, to see teachers or friends from school and tell them how you've been, because all of this will help us, and it will just skip up the time that we have to spend all in lockdown, because it's going to be hard and it's going to be very long. But until then, I'm not going to make any more cringe episodes, so this is my first video on lockdown.